Hey everyone, I'm going to take you through a master class. We were working on some backing vocals.
So let's get Blake from today, who isn't extremely tired and wigged out from energy drinks and espresso, do this with a little better energy. Today I would like to show you what goes on in my mind when I'm recording backing vocals. In this example, it's about a 4 to 12 bar phrase, simple oohs and ahs, but I would like to show you exactly how I'm doing it, how I arrange it, and what I mean by arranging is what are the notes that are going to be working together, how I'm going to execute it. All those things you're going to see in this video. In the video it is going to be play-by-play, which I hope gives you enough context so you're not missing anything and you have as much clarity as possible because of it. I hope you enjoy it. If you're an aspiring recording artist and want to do it at home or in a studio, this might help you. I'm thrilled to be sharing me and my element a day at work. So let's get into it, okay? Okay, I'm hearing some fun things I could possibly do with some harmonies later on in this song that we're some good old fashioned oohs and ahs, right? Let's just do it. One thing I'd like to do though is that when I'm doing vocal overdubs, I'm going to mute some stuff. I'm going to mute the lead guitars altogether. I'm going to mute one of the rhythm guitars. And I'm going to turn down the drums a little more. And that should give me far less bleed. Okay. I'm going to go to this section here still. I'm going to give myself a little more lead in. Set this guy up. Let's just see how that turned out. Unrecord enable, right? Then you can actually hear the effects on it. I'm going to take off this H delay for the time being, just because I know it makes it wonky. I know I wasn't completely in tune the whole phrase here, but an already frozen touch. You've already checked out. Fun. Now before I did have a diverging thing, like I could be doubling this and then diverge lower. So let me just go in and do that. Turn off your monitor, not so much bleed. Ooh.
Now in context, I'm going to want these to just go right away. I want to turn them way down. Because you should never step on your main vocal, right? Back. I'm just gonna make sure I've got better posture, which means I'm gonna have to probably move this up. But I do like the part itself, you know, like it's simple, and I can, you know, fade it in and out as far as like volume level. Once we're at, you know, a mixing stage where so many elements are already just good. Like we got our rhythm section pumping in, all the guitars are in, the main vocals are in, and the backing vocals are getting there. Boom, we're going to focus on those backing vocals in the stereo spectrum, you know, where they want to be panned, where they want to be level wise. So they're never stepping on the vocals or instrumentation unless they're just so dope or something. So, I'll be back. You know, that's a pretty good one, and I just wanted to make note of something for you guys, but I don't know how I can apply it. Well, okay. I'll just this line here, track 17, the X4 double, I think it's a stronger take than like the original, so I'm gonna make that the original and then overdub to that one. However, I got to remember that I'm diverging the melody line like right there. But I don't necessarily have to. I can just totally double that one there, number 17, and do like a diverging one doubled as well if I want, or just one, and mix them in. I can, you know, sky's the limit. It's basically what I'm thinking. It's just not overkill it, but you know, if you do the work, get it down, and do a bunch of takes, you can choose. You have a lot more to choose from. One thing that sucks about doing, you know, vocal phrases that are long held notes and whatnot, or just long phrases with such quick pauses or breaths in between, those are tricky to do punch-ins with, and you can't really do, no, you cannot do comps unless you're super good at like blending. And what I mean by like doing a comp, like taking the best of your take, the best moments of your take on multiple takes and playlists, and putting it together as your final. I'll teach you guys how to do that on many instruments, because all of them actually you do a slightly different technique. Like I know with guitars, those are tricky ones, especially like clean guitars and acoustic guitars. Like super distorted and overdriven guitar overdubs and punch-ins are far more simple because there's just so much volume and amplitude and saturation in the sound. Like, you can continue on the song, the timeline, and just the fact that the punch in is coming and you're doing, and you're not like in the middle of, actually sometimes even if you're in the middle of a note in a phrase, if it's super distorted guitar, overdriven guitar, it's going to be easy to crossfade it in. I will give you a foreshadowing of overdubbing and punch-ins with like bass and guitars and even vocals. You want to be in the same kind of mood and playing form. Otherwise, what you may want to in the future comp together is not really going to work. It's not going to sound like it makes sense. And a lot of times it's because maybe you didn't do them right away, right after each other, or you were picking with your fingers a little harder or on a different spot on the pickups. Like if it was a bass, or your mood had changed all of a sudden, you got frustrated for a moment and it either made you pick harder or not pick as hard because you were leery, trying to overthink and adjust while experimenting with a new line. There's a lot of factors that can influence overdubs and punch-ins. Now, mind you, this is kind of like a fun, happy, yet, fuck you song in a way. But not really fuck you. Just like, I'm realizing, you're not into this relationship anymore. So what's the point of staying in it? So I'm doing it in a playful way, right? So I'm going to give some leeway to some fun sort of vocal things, like if it's slightly out of tune or funny or muppety, those are good things. They're human elements. They're fun, as far as I'm concerned. That's what I'm deciding as the producer on this one. Now, one thing I still don't really want to do is have like scooping in like, because that's going to throw it off a bit. It's better to go above the note like, and in a lot of these backing vocal harmonies, it's more ideal to try and go for a straight tone instead of a lot of vibrato, which can be difficult for me because I have so much vibrato kind of in my soul. It's kind of how I do things, because I got a very unique vibrato that I really like, and it's kind of ingrained so much in my muscle memory how I do it, to not just make it sound cool and unique, but it also many times protects my voice from a strain or getting hurt, and then I'd be out for a while. It's a real thing. You don't want to mess up your voice even a little bit, because you'll be out for a bit until it heals. So Quite a few things to be said about that. What I thought was more in tune is not.
Frozen touch. You've already checked out in 3,000 miles.
I mean, I could test that with
enough love for the both of us. No.
waves in tune light, I think, but I'm hearing it's sharp. And you know, I thought that was the stronger take.
Frozen touch.
Let's try the other one.
You've already checked out in 3,000 miles away. Enough love for the both of us. No, know it'd be a waste. You've already.
That's really pretty good, as far as I'm concerned. And what I'm listening for, because I'm one of those purists, I guess. I will not use Melodyne or Autotune. I think it's cheating. But whatever, you know, if you got to use it because you just don't have the skills as a singer, go ahead. Because if you got a great song and you're wanting to move on and give it to the world, sure, I get it. I just don't do it. I'm stubborn like that because I'm very highly trained. And I want to keep as much human element in a song as possible. I've actually had at least a couple mix engineers where I've said, take off the auto-tune because I can hear it right away. It takes the human element out of it and I can hear it right away. Like, I'm a singer and I can hear it's taking away a scoop that was deliberate or a nuance that was deliberate, and it just sounds wrong to me because I did it that way for a reason, to give it character, because I'm a singer, I'm a vocalist, and I've learned to love those serendipitous moments where it's like, oh, that just hit it right. I did something with my mouth amateur. I did something that just made it special. And I will try to keep that in the recording often. So here we are again. Let's back to this.
Frozen touch. You've already.
You know, besides that, that's not bad. I went from above and in. So I'm just going to want to do this one over again. Because it's close and that other one's in tune. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm not sure about this one. I did it slightly different, but I don't hear the wow and flutter, which is like a I'll show you that.
Already frozen touch. You've already checked out in 3,000 miles away. Enough love for the both of us.
Ooh.
Already frozen.
So much for that example. I'm giving you a wow and flutter example, dang it.
Already frozen touch. You've already checked out in 3,000 miles away. Enough love for the both of us. No.
Like, whoa, 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 whoa. Because the tuning is a little off. I remember in high school, the Ubiquitous Cows, that quartet I was in, we got detention for doing that. We got detention from the bouncers for doing that in the Commons, doing the wow and flutter. They're like, oh, I'm getting annoyed by it. Funny true story. Anyway, back to what stuck, right?
Already frozen touch. You've already checked out in 3,000 miles away. Enough love
That's a tricky thing sometimes, staying in tune to the end of the phrase, and a lot of times I want to just fade out like the ooh, because when you break it off, ooh, 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 sometimes it's not a clean break, and it's like ooh, and it just sounds so much cooler when you can capture the whole deliberate phrase of ooh, even the end, when you stop.
Already frozen touch. You've already checked out and 3,000 miles away. Have enough love for the both of us now. I know it'd be a waste.
I don't think that was the one. Oh yeah, it was number 03. These two are going to be in tune, I'm pretty sure.
Already frozen touch. You've already checked out and 3,000 miles away. Have enough love for the both of us now. I know it'd be a waste.
Slightly weird dissonant. I'm probably going to leave it, and I'm not sure why. Somewhere in here it was like a sixth or something, or seventh.
Yeah, have enough love for the both of us. Yeah, have enough love for the both of us now.
Where is it? Take off so much lead-in.
Love for the both of us. Love for the both of us.
It's a major third, so what's the deal? I mean, yeah, inverted, it's a sixth, but
Love for the both of us now.
whoa, yeah, it's just like a flatted fifth. That's the one that's odd. Sometimes you gotta go further. You gotta analyze what intervals. So this is, I mean, luckily it resolves without being too much time. What is that, like 2 beats at it? Yeah, about 2 beats. Where there's that flatted fifth. So, I'm gonna check it with the context. Like, maybe it's a cool thing. Checking the context is what you wanna do so often. How are we gonna do that? Unmute everything. See the arrangement. See all. A little weird. In tune? Weird, yes. Get those drums back up. I'm gonna leave it. It's cool. Also, in the context is we're turning these way down. since they're doubles, I'm turning them way down. I mean, minus 9.2 on the top one, minus 8.5 on the bottom one. And when they diverge, I'm probably going to turn them up slightly. Let's first see if that's a blending volume.
You bought and checked out and 3,000 miles away. Enough love for the both of us. No.
It's probably decent. I do not like. I want to know where the note is going to change. Right there. Sometimes I go by sight. All right. It's crazy. I'm down almost 13 decibels. Minus 13.4 on this guy. I mean, there's still some wow and flutter, but it gives it a little character when it's not super bad. You know, like these are pretty well in tune. It's just crazy that I'm noticing it more when they're way down in volume.
You bought and checked out and 3,000 miles away. Enough love for the both of us. No. Going real ways.
Now, why, you may ask, is it that we can still hear them so much? Because they're compressed. There's a Fairchild compressor on them, and they're higher notes. So I'm already down to almost minus 15 on top of them being minus 3.1 and minus 5.7. So actually I'm going to do this one. Oh no, that's right, that's right.
You bought and checked out and 3,000 miles away. Enough love for the both of us. No. Enough love for the both of us. No. Going real ways.
I'm checking. Sometimes I check things with my body, like, is that irking me? Is that irking me? Is that one note irking me? Do I really have to do it over again? Can I do it over again? I probably will, because I'm in good voice right now and I'm not hoarse. And I know which note I want to do, which is a half step differential. Sometimes it's hard to perform it because you're in your mind wanting to do what you've heard over and over again. So that's another thing. Like maybe you want to do it quicker, get another take in. That is another thing that will serve you very well, is if you have it in you to do multiple takes, then you have more to choose from. Your possibilities are a lot better for making something great. So I'm going to do that, I will study it just a sec, you know. So I'm not going to go a half step because that sounds, I mean, a half step more than it was. I'm going to go just even higher and see if it's going to. It's weird that I. I mean, it's a good melody in itself, but we're talking about harmony here, right? So, that being said, what I'm going to try. I might put a little vibrato because I'm getting up there, right? That's just what I'm going to do. Turn off the monitor. Go in solo so I don't have to do muting. Get this rocking and rolling. Jesus. Oops. Just in case. Just in case I change my mind. And I like that weird thing. Go to an alternate playlist so I'm not recording over it. I'm ready. Holy shit. I did something completely different than I thought I was going to do. And it was a hard to reach note when I had that much breath expelled, when I was that far into the phrase. I did a. We'll see if it works though. But you know what? A lot of times, and this is one of those times, I'm just going to keep going and do another take right away. So here we go. Yeah, it is that note. I'm going to have to. I mean, I can try that. But I definitely did not hit the note. I had to. I mean, if I have to, I'll flip. I'm just gonna keep going. I mean, if anything, we're fading the end of the phrase, because I know it was in tune until toward the end there. I went for the vibrato. Big time right there. So close. And one thing about that one, I was pretty conscious that I sucked in the beginning. I could have stopped right away to save some vocal stamina. And just gone again. Because if I'm not getting the whole phrase, it's just not going to work. It might be as good as I'm going to get, but I think I can keep doing it. And I do have to vibrato that. I mean, I don't have to, but it's making it definitely easier to perform. And also right now, I can barely hear that other take. And I want to be hearing it pretty well. So I'm going to turn it up again. 10 decibels more than it was for all purposes mixing, but I want to be able to hear it so I can be doubling it until it diverges, right? Shit. Dang. It might be time to get some sparkling water. Oh, that's tricky, man. I'm not giving up yet, but I do know I need water. A little more breath. A little more breath in there. That was too much scoop already. Oh, so close, dude. I'm going to keep that one because I did get really far with it, and I can edit like a slap back delay or something in it. So that's another thing. If once I get a take that I can work with and I'm happy with, and I mean, let's just listen for a second. See if there's enough good in this one, and I think there's another take actually that
Frozen touch. You've already checked out and 3,000 miles away. Yeah. Have enough love for the both of us now. And now it'd be
remember what I said about this being a playful song. There's nothing wrong with that. Here we go. I'm gonna try. I don't think I got to the end of my point about that though. I got a take that I'm happy with, that I can work with. A lot of times when that happens, the pressure's off. The pressure's off. And then you can do your best work. Like when the pressure's off, you're more relaxed. You're like, oh. It's also like a 4-minute mile mental thing. Like, okay, I did it. I can do it. And I guess the more you practice, well, maybe practice has very little to do with it right now in the point of where we are at the 4-minute mile analogy. Just being happy that you can say, okay, it's pulled off. I'm just saying that there's a relax factor. And then sometimes you just crush it afterwards. So, let's try one more. And then I'm stepping away to get some water. Oh. I'm not sure about that one, but it's pretty good. I know the beginning was a weird, wonky entrance.
Frozen touch. You've already checked out.
But I line up with the other one very quickly. So, for example, let's see what happens if I were to fade it in a little bit. Being it is a backing vocal, who freaking cares, you know? Here's a drastic fade in.
Frozen touch. You've already checked out and 3,000 miles away. Have enough love for the both of us. No, no, it'd be a waste.
That's cool, man.
Frozen.
Those lined up really well. Let's just try this guy again, too.
And a frozen touch. You've already checked out and 3,000 miles away. Have enough love for the both of us. No, it'd be a waste.
I don't think that one was as good. You know, I could try some crazy technique like using both 0.09 and 0.10, blending them together. I mean, is that cheating or is it just utilizing the tools of a great singer? A great recording artist? I don't know.
And a frozen touch.
Yeah, for shits and giggles, let's just do it once. I am going to quick just copy that. 86 to 604. There it is. Boom. What? Why didn't it? This is one instance where going to a grid spot is certainly a good idea, but here we are. I got it on 604. Now let's try number 10 in with that. Let's just see how this sounds. Let's turn this sucker way down.
Frozen touch.
Actually solo it in, right?
Frozen touch. You've already checked out and 3,000 miles away. Have enough love for
That sounds so cool, doesn't it? That sounded really cool. I mean, why wouldn't I do that? I mean, it's kind of like I just doubled the divergence, right? So maybe I could double this one. This number 17.
You've already checked out and 3,000 miles away. Have enough love for the both of us. No, it would be a waste.
I love when I get all mad scientist. I mean,
Have enough love for the both of us. No, it would be a waste.
I don't think it's necessary to double it, you know. It's cool that we're, you know, using both of the higher ones, higher diverged ones, but remember, in the beginning, all three of these are the same freaking note.
In touch. You've already checked out and 3,000 miles
So,
away.
we're working with the tripling here.
Have enough love for the both of us. No, it would be a waste.
And just let's do a quick fade out. But first, I'm going to want to, when these vibrato notes come out, the amplitude, the power came up quite significantly. So,
Yeah, have enough love for the both of us. No, it would be a waste.
it'd be cool if it was out, or fading out sounding by waste, you know? Buddy, buddy, buddy. And this one just didn't quite make it far enough. So we'll give it a different fade, a slightly quicker fade.
No, it would be a waste.
And if that's what's happening,
No, it would be a waste.
it's kind of cool. I mean, I'll get it there eventually, right? But alright, those are fun things with vocals, right? Okay, and Mad Producer says, well, which of these is blending better in the beginning? So, turn off, well, no, I'm just going to turn down main vocal. A lot of times I will utilize these comment things and say minus 4.1 dB mix. So that's what's working. Turning it down to minus 9.8 so I can get context of what is blending with these vocals.
Frozen touch. You've already checked out and 3,000 miles away. Enough love for the both of us. No, it would be a waste. Frozen.
So let's begin here.
Frozen touch. You've already checked
for one thing, this guy has got to come way down, right? But not way down. We do want to be able to hear what we're trying to achieve, which is a blend without too much wow and fluttering, nice and in tune, doubling, nice double. If you can get really good at doubling vocals, you can make your recordings sound freaking awesome. It's an effect that is beyond an effect. It gives so much more depth to the vocal and power for it in the mix, and if you're using great diction, then people aren't wondering what you're saying in the song. What's he singing? What's she singing? It's clear as a bell. So keep those things in mind. You know, there's a time and a place to be, you know, sloppy mouth and shit, but very rarely in my music am I like that. So, here.
Frozen touch. You've already checked out. Frozen.
Those two together. Well, maybe we assess which is the most strong, and I think it was number 7.
You've already checked out and 3,000 miles away. Enough love for the both of us, snow. And now it
Straight tone, perfectly in tune, practically. I mean, wow. I mean, with the other instruments and that main vocal. That's our focal. Number VX4.10 did not impress me. I know it's good, and we can probably fade it up once the vocal part itself in 0.10 gets to being in tune with it, if we want, you know? But I'm just crossing my fingers. 0.09, which I put on VX3.03, is the money shot.
You've already checked out and 3,000 miles away. Enough love for the both of us, snow. And now it be your way.
I mean, I could just use that, and because it's so good with that one. I mean, I hear a little wow and flutter, like, but a little of that is good. Like I said before, some human element, close to in tune, but by no means out of tune or auto-tuned. And there are so many classic rock recordings, classic 70s music where, you know, there's tons. There's even music in the 90s where they're pitchy and they didn't have auto-tune, for one thing. And a lot of times it works. I'll get into that. Like some of my favorite tunes that have pitchy performances, you know, pitchy vocal performances. And there's tons of them out there. And we tolerate it because the song is good and it's in pop culture and it's like close enough. It's like you hear so much passion or something in the performance, and maybe we know this person and when we're just in love with what they do musically, that it's kind of something that we dig. I mean, one person right now that I can think of is the Pretenders, Chrissy Hines. It's like, hey, the way she sings, and it might not be out of tune, but I think sometimes it's borderline, like a few cents off, but like it's such an odd style that she dons. It's pretty crazy to me. But man, I used to not like it, but the more I listened to her and then their music is so great, that band itself, and I just love her voice now. Anyway.
Frozen touch. You've already checked out and 3,000 miles away. Enough love for the both of us. No, it would be a waste.
Okay, now let's get to work on this one.
Frozen touch. You've already checked out and 3,000 miles. Frozen touch. You've already checked out and frozen touch.
I'm using sight.
You've already checked out and 3,000 frozen touch. You've already checked out and 3,000 miles away.
It's like very in tune when I change the note to so what I'm going to do is separate that, just turn it way the hell down and see if it works at all, but I don't even really need to use it.
Frozen touch. You've already checked out and 3,000 miles away. Enough love for the both of us.
But I definitely want it when it goes to that vibrato, because like I go further in the phrase for one thing, and it's a more quick vibrato for one thing. So I'm definitely wanting it in there. I'll turn this one down more because I ran out of steam with that one. I'm just going to check and see.
You've already checked out and 3,000 miles away. Frozen touch.
Alright, let's check it with all context, because I might take it out completely, like boom, until it hits this next note, and I might take it out completely, but I'm gonna just turn it way down, or like minus 10 dB. Checking context. You know, I do a lot of mixing as I go, but I think it's also a structure factor. I'm structuring the song, and I'm structuring the vocal harmonies in the arrangement. So now let's turn that vocal back up to where it was. We wrote it down, right? Minus 4.1. Ba-ba-ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam. I can turn on the double. Oh, there is no double. Oh, what is this one? I'm going to leave this one muted because I just don't know what it is.
Frozen touch. You've already checked out and 3,000 miles away. Enough love for the both of us. No, it be a waste. Frozen.
I kind of like it all, but okay, I'm going to see if just a little bit of that.
Frozen touch. You've already checked out and 3,000 miles away. Enough love for the both of us. No, it be a waste. Frozen touch. You've already checked out.
I have to turn this one way down. And this one way down. Not way down, but I mean it's quite a bit down. So yeah, I mean the goal here, right? The goal is to not step on the main vocal or any instruments with our backing vocals.
Frozen touch. You've already checked out and 3,000 miles away. Enough love for the both of us. No, it
could be that having all three in there, even though number 16, the X4.10, has discrepancies where it it probably might sound better without it all together. There just might be some subtle sonic character that it adds. So I'm gonna trust that it's doing something good. I've got it at minus 19.6 there, but I am gonna turn it down a little more in the middle part there. One thing, yeah, do not be afraid to keep turning them down. And a good thing to maybe do is turn them down until you're missing them, and then go up a little bit until you're not missing them. Simple as that. Yes, I'm doing a few things at once. So I'm taking my own advice, right? Going down. Yes, I had the leads out as well. So those are big factors, that's the whole left side pan sound. So yeah, we definitely need to check these backing vocals with everything in. Know something? I actually think the main vocal can come up here just a bit, and then we'll also do some turning down of what? Backing vocals, of course. Alright. 11.3, one more down. Oh, dude. That comes in so strong. And just one more, yeah. So close. So gonna take this all the way down for now. See if that's just an easy freaking solution. Remember, it's the hero in this part, right? So I'm wondering. Nope, nope. I do want to check the scrub. Yeah, that's when it comes in. Let's see if it sounds odd being muted up to that point. It sounds pretty awesome, doesn't it? I'm going to take down that one a little bit more, because it's not the hero one, but it's essential. And one thing I did do is I did make sure I have all these panned. The same spot. That's going to make a difference. It's going to not step on our main vocal, which is boom boom, right in smack dab center, right? Later on in mixing stage, since I'm here, you know, like right here, I could right automate a different panning spot, because the divergence of the harmony right here, you know, that might be cool. Like, it shifts over further to the left, or it goes to the other side. Yeah, I'd probably just go like maybe 20 or 30 to the left. I'm not going to do that right now, though. I know where it is. We have separation. So I could do a decent pre-roll, I don't know, 3/4 pre-roll, right automate, panning. So it goes just where I need it to go. And I could test it now, see what sounds cool. It's hard to tell unless you're on the headphones. It's so light sounding, I cannot discern. I cannot discern much of a difference. So, forget it. I'll just make sure it's pretty close to those other ones. Since it starts on same note and sticks with those quite a bit. He's the hero, but let's try it at that level. That's crazy. We can still hear this one so much. Oh, it's because it's like minus 9.9. Here's one thing you want to be mindful of. Okay, minus 12.1 there. I mean, if we really dug in, we'd probably hear. If there's a drastic, like more than 3 or 2, even more than 2 sometimes, of a volume change in a separated region, it's going to sound weird, like not but almost like a pop. Food for thought. So I like how it is there. I'm actually going to turn it to 11.3, which is 2 dB down. That's all sounding pretty good. Thanks for watching. Alright, we're giving them the song here.
This may be the very last time I bring this up, but if this goes somewhere, I'm singing it every night. Love you, attach conditions to the affection and the warmth you give. When my big picture holds this world in a bare hug, it's just how I live, and you don't love me. And I can feel it in your insincere and already frozen touch. You've already checked out and are 2,000 miles away. I've enough love for the both of us, yeah, but I know it'd be a waste. And I guess no one's professed or proven to be selfless to the very core. People will judge you a failure. I wonder, can they see nothing more than the things I own or the skills I've honed to acquire everything your shallow heart desires when you don't love me enough? Yes, I can feel it in your insincere and already frozen
All right, everybody, I hope that was fun. I hope it was a very informative, helpful thing for some of you, or just interesting. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever you're celebrating. I'm wishing you the best. Happy New Year. This is gonna be a great life, isn't it? Already is. Peace, love, and utmost respect.